Hello again. Are you ready for math today? Today, we are going to do what we call decompose numbers. What in the world does that mean? We're going to find out how we could make and break apart the number 5. For example, let's see. How many acorns am I holding? 2. 1, 2. If I want 5 acorns, how many more would I need to make 5? Well, let's see. If I start with 2, does 1 more make 5? Now I have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to need some more. Well, if I add 1 more acorn, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not quite to 5 yet. I think I need to add another one. If I add another acorn, this vocal needs to have more hands. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have 5. So if I start with 2 acorns and I add 3 more acorns, now I have 5. Watch this. This is called a flip. I'm going to flip and put the 3 on top. 3 and 2 acorns also equals 5. So we are going to decompose, break apart, put together to make the number 5. You are going to need your counters today. So if you don't have your counters, could you go grab those real quick? And for those of you that have everything, we are going to begin on page 49 today. 49. This in front of you, you may not have seen marbles before, but when I was little, this was something I loved to play with. This is like a marble bag. Marbles are a round ball that we would roll, and they're really cool. So some of you might have them, some of you might not have them. But we're going to use our counters today, and we're going to use 2 sides of the counters so that we can see. In class, we would have red and yellow. You boys and girls, your counters might look different depending on what your teacher gave you for counters. So some of you have just paper, one side is red maybe, and one side is white or brown. And so we're going to come up with a way to make them, to make 5. And I'm going to use different colored markers for it. So I have a friend named Jessica, and Jessica has 5 marbles in her bag. You see, they already have 5 spots for us. The marbles can be red or yellow. We need to describe the marbles that might be in Jessica's bag, and we're going to come up with a way to combine those marbles together. Now, Ms. Vogel has said a lot of words, and that's really tricky. So let me just go ahead and show you. Only I'm not going to use red and yellow. I'm going to use red and green because I don't have a yellow marker for my smartboard. So let's go ahead and we're going to color 1. You don't have to color. You could actually use your counters if you want. 1, 2, make this one red. 3. So Jessica has in her bag 3 red marbles. 1, 2, 3. If she has 3, how many of the other color should she have? If you said 2, you are correct. There are 2 left. So we only want to break it into 2 pairs. So our 2 pairs would be 1, 2, 3, and 2. So do you remember when we did the acorns? Remember, we had 3 and we had 2, and we could make 5. 3 and 2 can make 5. So that's a set of 5, but using 2 different colors to make the set of 5. Let's try it again, and let's see what we can do on this next page. So what they've done for us now is, do you remember what this is called? It is a 5 frame. Remember, it has 5 boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only now they have filled those boxes for us. They have put some counters in here. How many red, let's see, well, first of all, there are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counters altogether. That 5 frame is full. There are 5 counters. How many red counters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So go ahead and trace over that 4. There are 4 red, and how many yellow are there? 1. So 4 red and 1 yellow. 4 and 1. What does that equal? 5. We have 5 altogether. So if we put the 4 red and the 1 yellow together, we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's try down here. They want us to try our own. We're going to use, you guys can use red and yellow or red and brown, or I'm again going to use red and green. We're going to come up with our own. Let's see. Let's make the counters first, and we're going to start with red. So let's do, I'm going to do 1. I'm just going to do 1. I'm just going to do 1 red. So we make 1 red. So how many reds do we have? 1. We're going to put a 1 in front of that red counter. Now I have to fill it up, the rest of the box, with the other color that we're using. I'm using green. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So how many, I better color this over green. How many greens did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to write the number 4. Now, how many counters do I have altogether? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this time I only had 1 red and 4 greens. But it still equals 5. Let's keep on practicing, because sometimes this is a skill that takes us a little bit longer to practice and work on. We have the same thing. Only remember, I'm going to change mine over here. These ones are going to be green for me. Okay? Let's come up with another set. Another pair of numbers that when we put them together equals 5. Let's see. I need a number. Let's start with, we're going to start with red counters. Let's start drawing and see what we come up with. So if I draw 1, I want to do a different pair than what we did on the previous pages, so I don't want to use the same ones we did before. 1, 2. Should I draw one more? Let's do one more. So how many reds do I have? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 reds. So curve around, stop, and curve around again. 3 reds. And I want to get up to 5, so I have to fill all of my boxes in my 5 frame. So whatever boxes are left, now I'm going to use my other color. I'm using green. You can use whatever color you want. How many greens did Miss Vogel draw? 1, 2. I drew 2. So I'm going to make the number 2. And we have how many all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5, but I made them into a combination I don't know why that's not going away. I made it into a combination of 2 different colors. So I used 2 numbers to put together to make the number 5. I used 3 reds and 2 greens. Let's go down to the next box, number 4. Okay, again, I need to fill all these up, but I want to try and use different numbers than what I used before. So we're going to start with the red counters and we're going to start drawing. Let's go ahead. There's 1. There's 2. I don't think we've started with a 2 yet. So I have 2 red counters. 1, 2. Red. So I'm going to put a 2 in front of my red counter because it tells me 2 reds. I have 2 reds. And, that's that word and here, and how many greens? Well, I'm going to finish drawing with my greens. How many greens did I end up with? 1, 2, 3. I ended up with 3 greens. I'm going to draw my dot to help me start. Curve around, stop, and curve around again. I have 2 reds and 3 greens. Are you starting to get the hang of it? We're making sets of 5, but we're taking 2 groups, putting them together. Okay, we have one more page. Boys and girls, we are already on to page 52 in our math books. Ooh, I think we went ahead a page. There we go. We are already on page 52. You are getting so smart, and we are all so proud of you. Let's go ahead and start with, it tells us how many do we need to make red? 1. Make one of the counters red. I don't want to jump down here. I'm going to start at the very beginning, and you can go ahead and trace that circle, and then you can color it in. It's a little bit easier for you guys to color. It's hard for a teacher to color on their smartboard, so mine looks kind of scribbly, and I'm sorry. 1 red, and then it wants us to color the rest of them yellow. I'm going to use green for mine. Well, if I have 1 red, I have to color the rest green. You guys, whatever other color you're using. How many did I end up having to color green? Can you count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, across. Pick up your pencil and straight down. 1 and 4 make 5. 1 and 4 together make 5. The last thing we're going to do is they are using cubes down here. We're kind of doing the same thing, only I have a story to tell you about it. If you have snap cubes, not everybody has blue and red. You can use snap cubes if you'd like to help put this together. You'll need 2 colors. I'm going to use blue and red today. A little girl named Madison has 5 red and blue cubes. We're going to color to show the cubes, and we're going to write some pairs. We're going to come up together with how many she has of each. So let's start with blue, and let's go ahead, and I'm going to trace 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make 3 of the cubes blue. Can you do that? And then we're going to write the number to represent how many we colored. 1, 2, 3. So go ahead and put that here at the beginning. We have 3 blue cubes. And there's that word and. How many reds do we have? How many do we have to color red? We need to color 1, 2. We need to color 2 of them red. So we have 3 blue and 2 red. This was kind of a tricky or a more difficult lesson. Takes lots of thinking. You did a great job. Don't forget, you can do some more practice tonight, and mom or dad or an adult at home will need to help you do these 2 pages because they're a little bit tricky like they were today. But I know that you can do it because you are mathematicians. See you tomorrow.